Hey everybody, welcome back to James Plays Myst 3 Exile. We finished the second out of 3 ages, and we're going into the third, Amateria. Okay, we're back to more civilization. With buildings, bridges, lights, all that stuff. Ooh, storms. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi. Okay, lightning's pretty far away. No thunder to go with it. Alright, first impressions. I'm already very concerned. It looks like we got railways. Oh. Okay, well, guess we're going this way now. What did we discover under here, huh? Anything with you? Can't get up that. No. Ooh, here we are. Opened you up. Okay. Papers. The memories flood over me too fast. They race around inside my head, filling my soul with despair. And the more I think about how nothing can be done, how no one can be alive outside his shield, the faster the fog rushes in. I can lose myself in the fog. When it's thick enough, I can let go and be safe. I can start to forget. But I must not forget. I must remember every lie they told my people. How they manipulated us all to get what they wanted. They told me they had come to fix my world. They asked me to arrange a meeting with the elders. The books they carried in with them showed other worlds, beautiful places where people didn't have to work so hard to survive. They told my people that Atris had written these books, that he had written Narayan, but that he'd made our world unstable. They said he wanted to make us slaves to the tree. They asked me, "Don't you remember, Savidro? Our father wrote this world to teach us, to show his sons what an age shouldn't be." I don't know what to say. I don't know how it could be true. But why would they lie? Why would Atris have lied? The worlds they showed us in those books, the elders refuse to believe them. They say we cannot abandon the tree. For thousands of years we have tended the lattice roots. Without our traditions, we will die. I don't want us to die. I don't. But Cirrus and Akinar said... They said they would come back, Savidro. Just like Atris once said to you as well. He said he would come back. But then he didn't. He didn't. And for that, you will have to make him pay. Thank you, thank you. I've been playing another game that's filled with hammy acting, so I'm trying my best. What are you? Oh. Do I want to touch this yet? Oh. Now I'm tall. No way off of this for now, but I feel... Oh, there's the thunder. That took a while. Okay. Feel like with the way these rails are, that we'll be bringing something up somewhere for us to see. Can I use this from this position? Okay. Oh. None of this is at all what I expected to be happening right now. What am I doing with this? Oh. I can't even begin to figure out what the hell this is supposed to be doing. Let's just play around with it a little bit more. I'm sure, I hope, that in exploring further, I will get a hint for what's going on here. Ah. Okay. Or maybe it is just from messing around with it that I will be able to solve this. Looks like when one of these things rotates around, it triggers wherever the ball was. So this goes here and rolls across to here. Then things start to rotate. Whenever one of these is in this 6 o'clock position, we'll call it, then something happens. This is deposited, and wherever the ball is, something's going to happen with that. So, let me try... We're going to observe very carefully here. Okay, pops in. Ah! Ah! I don't think I got it there. Why does that feel like it was really, really close, though? Went here, we rolled it, and it shot back over, and then it went here, and it shot back over. I will think about this a bit more. I'm not gonna just spend a whole hour at this thing, though I'm pretty sure I could if I wanted to. I made things happen, and in my mind, I was very close to solving it, because the things kept happening. But at the same time, I don't quite grasp what any of this is. So if I did solve it, it would feel very much like an accident. And I don't want it to feel like an accident. I want to know what I'm doing is correct. Go... Get on here. Was there something over this way, though? Can I get a closer look at this mechanism? I mean, the way that actually played out, it's almost like it's missing a peg. Like there's only 3 I can put in, but there's supposed to be 4. Could be one of those things where I can't actually solve it without getting something else done first. Oh. Okay. Bro. Don't like that shaking. Can I... And I can't get it to this one. It only does one of these. All of the sounds are distinct. Different vibrations. I really wish I could see that symbol a bit more clearly up there, but it's not letting me. Because it should be similar. Maybe not. How about the other side? No? Okay. Another one. Okay. Those should all be the same ones as the one over there. Ugh, I don't like that. Yeah, let's just shake the player around. Okay. Check this out. Can't check it out. All of these loop around and underneath and then go somewhere else and come back up. These are almost like portals. They create some sort of frequency, like there's like a resonance here, a vibration. And this would be like it drops a ball. It would come down, and maybe you use those to change its property, or maybe change its direction or something. I don't know. Can't go any further that way. And this is where the ball comes out this way to that. You know, I will give the developers credit for making these ages very creative. They were not bound by things being sensical. Just some very imaginative stuff going on here. Can't go anywhere there. Okay, we can go home. And by home, I mean the strange world that we have kind of settled in as our home base. Okay, somehow I'm getting all turned around here. Okay, now we've made it to the bottom. No. We've got a fork here, and the right way is always the right way. Let's go in here. We gotta get this moving. Hey. We have notes about balls I don't quite know how to utilize that for what I'm looking at right there, but we have wood, and we have glass, and we have iron that we observed there. And this is like 3 parts wood, 1 part glass. Pages. Oops. Didn't even register what I was clicking on there. My attempts to produce a carnivorous hybrid have had limited success. I thought I was making greater progress, but the life that grows in the forest isn't like the plants on Narayan. It's much more tenacious, less susceptible to grafts. Perhaps if I try mixing in species from the swamp? Okay. And this is just like diagrams of grafting. Okay. And there is nothing that I can be doing up here for operating this right now, I don't think. This almost looks like something comes around onto this and bumps that like a Rube Goldberg machine. And then it goes around and down here. And then we would maybe move this mechanism. This almost looks like it would bump it off like a plunger strike in a pinball machine. Well, not a whole lot of puzzle solving to be done so far, but a whole bunch of puzzle looking. I just, don't quite know what anything is just yet. I'm looking at the ground for potential pieces of paper. That's weird. That's real weird. Okay, is this a ladder? Sort of. Oh. And we can walk across this up to a point. We can come over here to another machine. This would correspond with the controls we were seeing for those gateways. No? And now we're powered up and ready to play. First, let's do it all on. So I do believe I was right in my theory on what... Interesting. Okay, I don't love that. Because I'm assuming I have to get back down here and play with all the controls down there. Oh, they just all turned back on. So it dies right there at that first pass. Okay, we're gonna try to draw some shapes in my handy-dandy notebook. I hope you guys are excited for this to happen. I don't even know where to begin drawing these symbols. They're very strange designs, and I guess we're just gonna try our best to draw something that I will be able to recognize when I go back down there and look at things. So this symbol and this symbol are the same. So there's that. Then we've got like double hump action next to them. We got this one over here next to that. Like a little man. Little man right here. Little arms. And then little feetsies. And then they're wearing a little hat. They're saying howdy. Then we can just draw this last one. I know this probably is not your favorite part of these videos where I just draw something off camera, but it is what it is. I try to be quick with it at least. So now what do we do? Down, and there wasn't anything else from here, I don't think. Back here, find the ladder. There. Continue on into here. There's another painting. Cirrus and Akinar laughing, and the people are in conflict with each other, and in the crossfire in the middle of it all, I think, is Savidro. Keep on going. Not end of the road just yet. What? Hey. Okay, hold on. We came through on these... on that, and then this kind of gears up and gets us up onto this platform back to this area. So... 1, 2, 3... 4, 5. And this is the one that has nothing. So... that's our starting point. That's why we can't change that one. So it comes down here, and it goes into this. So, that one, we're just going to try something here. I can't say for sure that I know exactly what I'm dealing with here. That was this symbol. So, it passes through that, and it comes down here, and I'm going to make an assumption here based on the visual that it goes this way. I don't think I had to write the symbols down. Now let's say that's the second thing it passes through. Comes over here, goes through here, and this would be next. Come down. I'm inclined to say it's this. Or did we already do this one? Then we go up, and something has gone wrong here. Or has it? Okay, so comes down, go through. Alright. If that's all set correctly, now I just need to remember... I think it's this one. No, one over. Okay, yeah, it's this one for sure. That'll make it easy. Right? Where is my ladder? Am I... There it is. Okay, so it's near the door. We'll give this a shot. And hope for the best. Oh, nuts. Okay. So, let me make another note here of these positionings. So we know which is the first, and we know which one is the second. So now let me head back down there and see if I can fix that up. We're going through this one. Go down. And we go over here. Isn't that exactly what I had right? Yeah, so we had that right. I think I see what has happened here. I might have zigged when I should have zagged, and... So then we go over here. This is the third one. No, wait. Yeah, something has definitely gone wrong with my planning. Come through. This is the first one. And it's set as it should be. Okay. We go down and through here to the right. And pass through the second one. Which is this. From here, go straight across. And this is the third one. And then we go down. And we're not going this way, we're going this way. Or am I incorrect on that? Let us get our bearings. So that's 5. This is 4. Okay. Don't worry about my numbering system here. It's all working out in my head. By number 5, I mean like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whatnot. So this is the 4th. So it goes through the third one first. The 5th one second. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. I gotta, like, double and triple check everything. I'm not doing something right here. That's correct. And this is the third on this. And then we go down. And I'm just checking. The left path brings us back to what we'd already gone through. So we don't want that. That's bad. Instead, we're going down this path. And we set this one to the 4th. No, wait. Why am I... I'm having... Oh, okay. I'm not... Things are not going great with my brain right now. What are you doing to me? I feel like at this point it would just be faster to go test it again and see where it goes wrong. But let me just try this one last pass through. We wanted to go this way. This should be number 4. And then just process of elimination. But we're going in that direction anyway. Number 5. Okay. The problem with the pointing and the clicking and whatnot is it can get a bit confusing maintaining awareness of what direction you're facing. But hopefully... First of all, hopefully I'm understanding the puzzle correctly. And then, hopefully, I have set it up the way that it should be set up. Okay, here we go. Good. 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 Yay! And it resets itself. And yay! Okay. Oh. What did you just do? Oh. Oh. Code. Oh. I'm gonna do a really bad job here. Of marking this down. Because I'm doing this real fast and loose. Here, I don't want to take up a whole bunch of time with note writing. So it's 4 and 3. Oh. Were those always there? A lot of this stuff coming up. I liked it better when I was only finding a couple pages here and there, and I started to fall back into feeling okay about reading this stuff in the middle of the video, going back on my original plan. Now we're finding just a whole bunch of stuff. Alright, Focus, Savidro. You must not let the fog come and swallow you. There are long spells, I think. Days, maybe months at a time when I can't remember what I've done. The fog rolls so thick around me, even if I hold my hand in front of my eyes, I barely see it. I strain and strain and strain, but nothing sticks. I think his sons came to visit us twice on Narayan. The first time, Atris asked me to meet them. He told me they would come through the book. He says they will not understand how your words fit together, but they will use them to open the shield. Narayan, he says, is where their lessons come together. Narayan is the sum of what they must learn. I remember Tamra was carving a spirit mask into the tree the day the boys arrive. She tugs my sleeve to get my attention, points at a glide ship in the sky. I'm shocked by how young the boys appear. They look so much like their father, yet they are different somehow, too. They're more impatient, and they are angry not to be treated like men. I take them to our house. I tell them I will teach them how to care for it. I say, together, we will encourage the lattice tree to grow tall. They ask me why they have to work so hard. They tell me, no, Savidro, that was later. That was after Atris took them away. You know this, because when you see them saying these things, they are older. Their faces have become angled and hard. They have grown up into men, and something dark is in their eyes. They tell you they've come back to fix Narayan. Okay. Head back down. So that ball would have made it through and gone... I'm not 100% sure where it would have gone. But we will hopefully figure that out. Nope, wrong way. So we've done everything at this end that we can do right now. I am going to check this real quick to see if there's something. And no, there's been no change here. Back at the fork. Now we'll take the left fork and see what we've got over this way. Yet another machine. Okay. We've seen this from another angle. I think that ball would have gone into the area of the first contraption that I was playing around with. I think. Oh, interesting. Ah, I hit it. So it's utilizing that weight system. 3 wood and 1 glass. 1 glass is equal to 4 wood, so that's a total of 7 wood that we're dealing with there. And that's a whole glass ball, which would... Well, we're dealing with parts. That's 3 parts wood, so I'm counting each part as 1 wood. So the 1 part glass is the equivalent of 4 parts wood. Hopefully that makes sense to you, because it kind of makes sense to me. So 1 whole glass is 4, 8, 12, 16. Just making a note of that. Don't know how to fully utilize it. It appears that we're adjusting where this actually comes down at. We only have 3 choices by the looks of it. Okay, back to the center then, I guess. There could be something else that needs to be done, like I need to change the composition of that ball that I'm summoning. Yeah, because this isn't like take a guess with 1 out of 3, it's figure it out. Solve it. Make it all make sense. Now, there was nothing I could do with that ball, right? Gotta actually get back up there and check it out. Make sure. Okay. Come over here. Yeah, all I can do is just look at it from this distance. I can't get any closer to it. That comes down. And that pulls that down. And the ball comes across and it hits this at the wrong angle and just smashes against it. We need it to stay like this so it can pass through and go around. But that weight pulls this down. So, are we changing the weight of this? That doesn't quite add up. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be looking for to solve this just yet. Because even with that, it still pulls it down. The most support up front. Maybe there's something else I need to do to hold it down. Really strange. Oh, wait, is there something here? No. Okay, so... a bit confused, actually, by what I'm doing here. Because we already have this bottom half established as wood. And I don't know how we're sending this somewhere. I don't know where it's going. If this were the one being summoned to roll down at that thing, it wouldn't be half wood. It was showing it as all glass. So... unless this is a weight? Let's try that. That's the most weight we could add to that. And let's just... aha, okay. Alright, yeah, no, it's making sense now. I was right. You need something to hold down the other side. That is what's holding down the other side. We need it to weigh more than this ball. Or we might need it to weigh the same amount. Or this might need to be changed. We're just gonna try. We're gonna try. But now I understand what that is doing. Okay, so that pulled too much down. What if we put it in the middle? Because it's like a scale. We're offsetting the amount. Let's try that first before we try the middle. Okay, that's no good. And I'm pretty sure this is not going to work as well. Because it's just that the weights are off. Should pull more on the left side again, though. Yeah. And then that first position that we had. It pulled this down below this. This was fine. Where's my lever? It might really just be as simple as matching what we were able to see on the other ball. I might just be overthinking it. So if that's the case, they're going to be equal weight, so we put the balance right in the middle. The only thing I'm concerned about with that is this might need to be lowered. Oh. So that's still too heavy. Oh, wait, actually, before we do that, I will try the other positionings here. I don't actually think I need to fill every space on that. No? Okay. So maybe I really am misunderstanding how many parts of this ball are the glass. I mean, we already know that this will not work, that this will pull down too far. So I'm not going to play with that. Once we solve this, though, we'll come to the end of the video and then do further explorations next time. So if I get rid of, like that, I have no more wood. The iron is way too heavy for that. It's 4 times as heavy as the glass. And the glass is 4 times as heavy as the wood. So if we'll try this. And we'll leave it like that for now. Okay, that pulled too much. I don't think this is the right balance. But I'm gonna try it just because it's done. Yeah. Would it be that they're equal weight now? No. Huh. Okay, I'm getting harder to figure this out as I'm going along. Not easier. Something is not adding up. Something is really not adding up here with this and what I've seen of it. I can't see it from, like, all different angles. But this looks like 1, 2, 3, 4. From this perspective. And then when I zoom in, I'm seeing this up here. So maybe it's not 3 parts wood, 1 part glass. The way that that's divided, it's 4 at the bottom, 4 at the top. So it could be 7 parts wood, 1 part glass. In which case, that's 11 wood. Because 7 wood plus 1 glass, which is 4 times, it's the equivalent of 4 wood. So 7 plus 4 is 11. That could be what I'm seeing here. We I'm pretty sure it's not 1/4 of this ball is glass. So with that, we have the 4 wood weight already established, can't be altered on the other counterweight. Okay, let me start over here, alright? Let me get a fresh page here. We have wood. Then we have glass, which equals 4 wood. Then we have iron, which equals 4 glass, which equals 16 wood. This up here, we are presuming it is the equivalent of 11 wood. Wood being our weight units here in this case. So we get back down here. Okay. Let me take these off. We start with 4 wood on this side. We cannot change that. Now, for them to be of equal balance, that's not possible. We cannot do 11. So we need to do the offset. We need to change where the center of balance is. So, if we have 11, we're starting here with 4, and then we do 5. Well, hold on. We already know that 4 doesn't work. But let me go back and check exactly where the problem lies, okay? Because this will help us with the offset here. So that's 4, and that's 11. So, hold on, my brain still doing the thing here. Trying to figure out how the offset is on this. This side, it should lighten the weight. Equivalent. Right? No. Because it has to pull more. Because it's got so much weight on the other side already. That should... Is my brain working or not? Somebody help me, please. I feel like I've become a crazy person now. Yeah. So... Okay, this is 11 doing the heavy lifting because there's so much over on the other side. Now, what is the lightest amount that we can do that's over 11? We have 8, 12. Yes, yes. 12 is one more than 11. back up here. So now the left side should pull. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. This side is just heavier, even without the change of the center of balance. So now this is going to do the heavy lifting. Okay. I don't... Hold on. Why is my brain not work for this thing? Oh my god. Okay, this is doing the heavy lifting. So this is 12, and that's not enough compared to the 11. So that means we would need it to be heavier. Also, while I'm here... If I'm correct, this side should be heavier than this. And that will kind of help me feel more confident in calling this an 11. Yes, okay. So we need more than 12. We know that much. So it's got to be on this side. Going over on this side means that this is going to have to do more heavy lifting, but that doesn't work. Even with the lightest amount that we are able to do. So... More weight. We currently have it at 2 glass, and that's not heavy enough. Let me... We're gonna... We did 2 glass. So now let's do... this. And then we will know... This is probably gonna be way too heavy. But... It gives a... Actually... No, we don't even have to do that. Hold on. We don't have to do all or nothing here. We have a measurement with the 2 glass. And we know that's not heavy enough. Now, we could go all in and make this the heaviest we possibly could with, like, the iron and glass. Right? That's the most maximum amount of weight. So, we have 12... And then this is 32, 44. So that's all the way at the end. That's can't get any heavier than that. So what we can do is we can try to split the difference here. That's a difference of 32. So 28 would be in the middle of those. So 28. Okay? So that's the middle of that. This is kind of a mixture of brute forcing this and actually doing some math. Okay? Because we know that 12 is too light. And if we do this, and it's too heavy, then we know that our number is somewhere between 12 and 28. If this is too light, then we know that it's somewhere between 28 and 44. And then we can just keep narrowing it down without having to do every single combination. Too heavy. Okay. So now we split the difference again between 12 and 28. So we could do 20. Get rid of... Oh no, get rid of the glass. Okay. 4 and 16 is 20. And back up we go. So that means, yeah, everything after 28 is definitely bad. 28 onward is no-go. So we split the difference again. Like I said, that's 12 plus 16 is 28. Half of 16 is 8. So we're doing 20. It's right there in the middle. Two lights. Okay. That means from 12 to 20 is no good. So we're looking at a number between 20 and 28. Okay, so that's a difference of 8. Half of that is 4. So we try 24. We're still doing a whole bunch of tests here, but we're doing them in a logical way that is somewhat efficient, preventing us from having to do every number possible. Because at this point, now we have... This is 24 that we're going to test. And... well, let's just do that for now. Okay? And let's find out. Too heavy or too light? Too heavy. Okay, so we rule out numbers 24 through 28. Something between 20 and 24. We have 21, 22, and 23. Of course, the middle being 22. Can we even do 21 and 23? That's 20, 21, 22. So we can do 21 and 22. That's 5. That's 8. No, we can't do 23, so we can rule that one out. This is 21 and 22. And what this means is that this actually, hold on. If we're going by, like, certain things, I have 22 on there. If that's 11, that means this offset, changing the center of balance, it's doing twice the work. That would make sense. So it's either 21 or 22. 22 seems likely. Maybe there was a better way to do this, but I don't think this was a bad way to do this. Because now it's one or the other. We narrowed it down without having to do a whole bunch of combinations. We did some combinations. Come on. Yes, all right. Oh, okay. And another thing is happening here. And we get another code. Okay, let me write this down. And that's going to be the last thing I do because, oh my god, my brain. Just real quick and dirty here as best as I can get it. hopefully I will understand my notes for next time. Okay? So I feel like that's good. I think we did good. I think I did good. And had I been able to figure this out sooner, that this would be double the weight, then we could have gotten here a little bit quicker, but like I said, I don't think I did bad. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I'll see you next time. I love ya. Mwah. Bye-bye.